Do-do-do. All right, that's great. We are now happily live on Facebook, getting ready for Halloween fun.
I should have figured out how to have you go live on my page as well, but
Yeah, these are, as everybody who will be joining us knows, you guys, Sheila is not the best when it comes to technology. But so I'm very happy that we're here and we're ready to roll. And I know pretty soon we're going to have our gang coming in, and y'all are so well trained when they show up. They all say where they're coming in from.
I
So
love it. Perfect.
sure, we will. I'm looking for bodies, guys. So I'm waiting for you to come in. Again, we are got Halloween right around the corner, and here's our first one of the gang. Janet has joined us. Janet, where are you hailing from? Remember, guys, I always like to know where you're coming from, so be sure and let me know. Here's the rest of the group coming in. Hi to Diane, coming in from New Jersey. Amanda's coming in from Massachusetts. I just always love that we're from all over the country, and it just proves that when it comes to writing, there are no boundaries, and reading when it comes to having friends. And I see one of our Instagram gang has joined us. Thank you. Two of our Instagram gang are here, guys. I'm so happy that you can be with us. We're going to be talking all things fun and Halloween and bumping the night, and I'm delighted to have this adorable, cute little Cindy Gunderson who writes, and she writes more than just things that go bump in the night. And I will tell you more about that as we get going. So if you end up going, oh, I don't know if I can quite go here, don't worry. She has other things for you too. And Cindy, on your business card, also says you're a narrator. Do you want to tell us a little bit what that means?
Yeah, well, hopefully some of your reader friends have listened to audiobooks before. I'm guessing they probably have. So yeah, so I narrate my audiobooks. I narrate for myself and for other authors. I mostly do my own stuff now, but I grew up acting and performing, and so that was kind of a natural next step after I started writing.
That's so cool. How fun is that, you guys? So multi-talented. More of us are coming in. Hi, Insta people. Fun to see you joining us. And I see our regular Facebook gang is here. We've got Nicole from Arizona. Carolyn Painter is coming from Illinois. Cindy's here from Ohio. Zephyr Hills is Insta people, feel free to post where you're coming in from too. Okay, I love seeing that, and it's gonna be fun. And we're gonna just jump right in. And I've got to say, I have my own little snack to eat while we're doing this. My Instagram people, you guys, I'm sure saw this post with my homemade pumpkin ice cream. I've got the girls coming over this week for a girlfriend matinee, Halloween matinee, and we're going to have pumpkin ice cream and popcorn. And so I had to make it ahead of time, and I have to sample it. Let's see if this is any good. We have to sample this, right? This is so good. I can't tell you guys. Oh, this is so good. Lisa's here from South Carolina. Hi. Now, Instagram people, you've heard this before because you've seen the post. My Facebook gang, I hope some of you are following me on Instagram also, because that's where a lot of the reels happen and some of the fun pictures. But this is so easy to make just in time for Halloween. You've got your couple of cups whipped whipped cream, whip it till it's nice firm peaks, and then you're going to add in a can of sweetened condensed milk and half a cup of pumpkin puree, and then your spices. Add in your cinnamon and nutmeg, and you are just good to go. A dash of salt, and this is just so easy to make. You whip that up, mix it all together after the cream is all whipped, stick it in the freezer for a few hours, and you have this amazing, it's like the old-fashioned custard ice cream that Grandma used to make. The ice cream maker, oh, it's the best of it. It's so easy. I finally got rid of my ice cream machine because I thought, I don't need that thing. This is so fast and easy.
That's
Maria
really
has
cool.
made it. 15 minutes south of Frankenmuth. Did I say Frankenmuth? Frankenmuth. Did I say that right, Maria? Anyway, then Maria says, she said, snack too much together, so there's no snacks today. Aren't you being a good girl? I'm counting this as dinner. It's got like dairy in it, so I figure it's good for me, right? And pumpkin, dairy and vegetables. So we're good. But anyway, so let's get back to why we're here, which is to talk with Cindy. And Cindy, how do you feel about me giving you a little quiz about all things Halloween-y having to do with movies and books? Shall we see if we know anything?
Yeah, let's do it. I think I might fail miserably. Let's try.
I think, you might get some of these. And this is just, I just randomly thought this would be fun. This isn't necessarily a game thing. Although, guys, I will say, now normally only my street team get these fun little recipe cards, and then if I do book signings, but I had some left over, and so I'm actually going to post later on on probably on Facebook. I'm going to give away some of these for anybody who feels like I never get anything when you do these. Well, you might get one, so watch for that post, and I'll be sending those out to a few people. It's kind of funny. There's always this was the Book of Boo Boos. All kinds of weird things happen with the man next door, including with our recipe card. When you get it, it's got all the ingredients and the directions, and then it says mix this together and pour into an 8-inch square baking dish lined with nothing. It's supposed to be parchment paper. Parchment paper got left out. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, there you go. Oh, Marie, are you by any chance on Instagram? Because the whole recipe is there. If not, I might put it in my newsletter. Hopefully you guys all get my Super You newsletter, because that always has recipes in it and all kinds of interesting stuff. But anyway, let me know. So let's try our quiz and see what we know. And then we're going to get to talking about Cindy and this gorgeous, I've got this beautiful book for show and tell, you guys. It's so gorgeous. But anyway, so first, what do you think, everybody, was the biggest grossing horror movie in the U.S. so far? Biggest money maker in the U.S. so far. Okay, Miri, you're not on Instagram. Okay, I'll try and make sure I post the recipe for you, or put it in my newsletter, one or the other. Hopefully you're getting my newsletter. Anyway, so back to the movie. What do you guys think it was? Do you have any guess, Cindy? I didn't know this.
Oh man, I feel like it would have to be, oh man, there are so many like newer ones, but I'm kind of going with like an older one, like maybe, I don't know, Psycho or Poltergeist or Carrie, or something like, or It. I don't know, something like
was
that.
it.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, we had somebody said Frankenstein, Scream.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and somebody is the Halloween, The
Mhm.
Exorcist. I could never have done The Exorcist. I would have just had a complete heart attack.
Yeah.
Are you a scary movie girl? Do you like
No.
watching scary movies?
So I can do like suspense. So for example, the scariest one that I did that I really liked was The Quiet Place. Like I really like things that are suspenseful, but if it's going to be like gory and gross, like not
Oh,
really.
there.
Not really me. But suspense, absolutely.
I wanted to do. We've also got some friends coming over, another couple for a Halloween movie, and I wanted to see that one because I've never seen it. I heard it was
I
really
loved
good.
it. Yeah,
Well,
I thought the writing was great.
and my husband said, because I used to have AFib, and sometimes scary things make my heart race. He said, "No, you can't watch that. It'll make your
I
heart
mean,
race."
that will get your heart racing
Will it?
really fast. It's very suspenseful and very, oh yeah, just like heart gripping for sure. But
Oh my
it's
gosh.
really good, and it didn't feel like gross and gory to me. So
Oh, well, there you go.
yeah.
Nicole, I see your point about you. My poor street team. This was just so many boobies this time. Nicole, you didn't get the signature. Remind me, email me or something to send you a recipe card and a book plate. I am so sorry. All kinds of things. Jeannie says she loved Alfred Hitchcock and Night Galley. Does anybody remember Night Galley? What was that, in the 60s? That was kind of a creepy thing. Ugh. Anyway, all right, let's try another question. Who wrote Dracula? Who wrote the book Dracula? I bet you know this, Cindy.
Oh my gosh, I do know it, but now my brain is like
It's always when you have to know.
Yes, exactly. Because I was just thinking about this because Dracula is everywhere right now. Like the stage production of Dracula, and I saw there's like a ballet production that's coming to Colorado right now.
Dracula ballet?
Yes.
Seriously?
So and obviously I've been writing in vampires, and I was just reading I was just rereading Diary of a Vampire by Anne
Anne Rice?
Anne Rice. Thank you. I was going to say
Interview with a Vampire.
Yes. Interview with the Vampire. Thank you. So yeah, I've been thinking lots of vampires, and now I can't remember who wrote that.
Anybody know? Everybody want to throw out who you think wrote the book Dracula? Marie's got it. Bram Stoker. Yes.
There we go.
Yep, he started it all.
Yeah.
I've got some interesting vampire trivia for you guys too. I'll share. And Anne Rice, as we know now, she wrote Interview with a Vampire. What author featured Snooky Stackhouse? Anybody read any of those books?
I have not read that.
The Snooky Stackhouse books. That was Charlene Harris wrote a bunch of those, and it was a woman, and she was friends with all the vampires and stuff. And there was an interesting little scene in that, a love scene, and I thought, I can't get into this. He's like fucking her dry. I'm like, I can't go here. This is creepy.
Yeah, you're like,
Sorry.
nope.
The end of that.
That's so funny.
Anyway, but so she wrote she was very popular. A lot of those love those. True Blood, yeah, that was another That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
it's a big TV hit, isn't it? True Blood, I
Mhm.
think. Okay, here's another thing. Now, this is kind of interesting because this is an oldie and goodie, like me. Okay, what 60s TV show featured Barnabas Collins? I must have ice cream while you're
Mm.
thinking of the answer.
I
It was
don't
so
know
good.
that one.
Anybody know? Yeah, Nicole says Charmaine. Oh, Charmaine. Charmaine, I thought Charlene. Anyway, her.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, who remembers this TV series? And the vampire guy, Dark Shadows. Yes, Cindy. Did anybody watch that? Man, that was a thing way back when. Yep, Dark Shadows. Oh, yeah, a lot of you know Dark
Cool.
Shadows. That was you know what, Cindy, you're too young. So
I know.
that was part of your time. But boy, everybody was madly in love with Barnabas Collins. And I watched part of one of those when I found on YouTube or something. And I remember watching it going, he wasn't really that sexy. Why do we all like him so much?
So funny.
What
Sometimes
happened?
it's like the charisma.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
Dark Shadows. Too
Mhm.
funny. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here's an interesting one too. Who wrote the story about the Headless Horseman? And what was the actual name of the story? Can anybody get that?
Ooh. I feel like I knew this at one point.
Well, you guys are thinking, I have to have pumpkin ice cream. You guys, this is so good. You have to make this for Halloween. That's all there is to it.
I think I'm gonna have to make it. It looks really
Oh,
delicious.
it's so good. Okay, and anybody looking? I'm looking for answers. Nobody knows that. I don't see anybody answers coming in from my Insta people either. Hi, everybody on Instagram. Thank you for joining us. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. There you have it, and that was written by Washington Irving in
So cool.
1820. Isn't that interesting? And his character Ichabod Crane. And
Mhm.
it's so interesting to me because some of the classic stories that we love so much and redo and redo and redo were written way back when by
Yeah.
classic authors. I just think that's so fascinating. I think too with A Christmas Carol with Dickens. I mean, how
Mhm.
many different versions have we seen of that? It's so amazing and such an example of how a good story will stick with people down through the generations. Yep,
Yeah.
and you got it. Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving, written in 1820. That's just
Wow.
amazing to me.
It's incredible.
But let's talk about future potential classics like Cindy's book. I've got this gorgeous book. Now look at this. And it's got the sprayed edges. Are these beautiful? And it's got this gorgeous. By the way, Cindy and I met at the Utah Readers Luncheon. We were there for that, and we got talking. And I was telling her all about how, the big thing now is the dark fantasy and romantasy books, and they're just everybody's reading them. And I thought, but I've heard that the language is pretty bad in them, and some of the scenes are a little bit, they're not closed door, we'll put it that way. And didn't you decide, I'm just not going to go that route. I want to
Yep.
write something with that big supernatural thing and the vampire, but I'm not going to go. So tell me, what made you decide to write these? Because this is sort of a series, right?
It's part of a series. Yeah. I feel like any of the series that I do, because I write under a couple of different pen names, and my brain is just full of ideas and I have really
Mhm.
vivid dreams. And so a lot of the things that I write actually come from little snippets of things that dreamed and then
Oh,
just had
wow.
to explore a little bit more. So the first sci-fi series I ever wrote was totally like the end of book one is a scene from my dream. And in this series, yeah, I just had this idea of a little bit different vampire lore. So that vampires were created by like a shadow god, right? To terrorize humans, but there were good gods as well. And one of the gods of light created a buffer, and that buffer was this human-esque. So they look like humans, they die like humans, they're mortals, but their blood is meant to sate vampires so that they don't have to feed on humans. So it was kind of a buffer to the creation of vampires. So that's what this story is about. It's about, but like, they're not supposed to have very much interaction. It's just like this is who satisfies them for their feeding, and it won't kill them if they feed on them. But what happens in this series is that the vampire falls for one of these guardians, but she's mortal and he's immortal. And so every book is him, they share this bond after this book. So Two Shatter Bonds is the book set back in like ancient Gaul. So it's like ancient Roman times where they meet for the first time, and they end up bonding for a series of after a series of circumstances requires it. And then he has to find her in every lifetime. So she dies and is reincarnated, and he has to find her over and over and over again. So it's a love story that happens through centuries. And so this one starts their love story off, and then book one is actually this is book two, but book one is where they're in the 1800s in Gothic France. And what inspired that was that I went to France with my mom and my sister and my cousin, and we went to all these different castles. And I just felt like this has to have a vampire story. Like there's just so many cool castles.
This castle needs a vampire. Every castle should
Well,
have
and
a
we
vampire.
spent the night at Mont Saint-Michel, if you've ever seen that. That's the tidal island with that gorgeous, huge monastery there. And it is like at night, it is just dead silent, and
Wow.
it's dark, and the stars are crazy, and the tide is coming in and out, and because nobody really lives there. They just come in during the day and leave, there's like a last bus that leaves. So it was just such a cool setting. So in book one, that is the location of the vampire coven. And so being in those places just really inspired this series.
Wow, that's amazing. I was
Yeah.
pulling through the book trying to find, it probably isn't going to show up well, but
Oh,
this
you can see
gorgeous,
it.
it's
Yeah.
got these beautiful illustrations throughout the book too. And of course the sprayed pages, and oh, I would love to have
The end
sprayed pages.
pages. Well, and I don't know, Sheila, if you looked in here,
Yes.
like beneath the cover. Yes. Oh, I love that one. Beneath the cover. So it's got this like exterior paper, but then inside it's also got the original cover with the foiling. So you can see like the beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that so cool?
Isn't that gorgeous, you guys?
And you
I mean,
get both covers,
beautiful.
which is kind of fun.
This is just it's just gorgeous. So if any of you were into into the kind of the dark woo stuff,
Yeah.
this might be a good one for you, because you, like me, you kind of write the closed door scenes. We're not going to get real graphic in
Nope.
what's going on.
This one is very clean. I mean, I was just talking about Anne Rice. I think she does such an incredible job in her books of giving that tension and that sensuality, right? Without having it be explicit or open door. And that's kind of what I've tried to accomplish here. So there's nothing open door. There's definitely that, tension between the characters and the deep longing and yearning and the forces that tear them apart. But there's no language, and there's no open door or explicit scenes.
Which is really nice. So if you're wanting to sample that type of book, this is a good one. And someone just asked again, what is the title? The title of this one is To Shatter Bonds. This is book 2 in the series.
Yep, but they can each be read as standalones because they happen at different points in time. So depending on which order you read them, if you read them, book 1 is called To Vanquish Darkness, and she is a vampire vanquisher. So that is how her life starts out in the 1800s in Gothic France.
Wow.
But these books are available. So these special editions, I only do every once in a while through my website and through my shop. But you can get copies of these books on Amazon. You can get them on my website. I do have a different special edition paperback on my website for To Vanquish Darkness. And yeah, so that's where you can get them. I also narrate the audiobooks, so they're available wherever.
So I'm typing this in right now in my comments, cindygunderson.com.
Yep.
If you guys want to go check, and I will, is that hopefully posting Cindy? I'm putting on this on both Facebook and Instagram in case someone wants to go and check this out. Then they know where to go to find you.
Yeah, or wherever you get your books. Like my audiobooks are available on Spotify Premium if you have that. They're also on Audible and YouTube and all the places. And then the ebooks are in Kindle Unlimited right now. So if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, that's where you can find the ebooks.
Great. Oh, that's great. That's very cool. Now, for those of you who don't we'll come back to this more and to our Halloween theme. But if this is like you're going, I just don't want to read the creepy,
Yeah.
what else do you write? And you write under, do you write under different names? I think you do, right?
I do. Yep. So these books, my sci-fi and fantasy, my clean sci-fi and fantasy is all under Cindy Gunderson. So you'll see I've actually got a whole romantasy series through a publisher. It's called the Blessing Giver series that's set in a magical world, and it's about a girl who has a very strict magical code that she abides by, but then sees something that conflicts, and she has to decide whether to save a man's life or let him die according to the code.
Oh, wow.
And that's a 4-book series as well. So if you don't like the idea of supernatural creatures or paranormal creatures, that's a really great romantasy series that's not quite as dark, but it's magical. And then I have a whole bunch of sci-fi series as well, like dystopian series. The first trilogy I ever wrote is kind of dystopian women's fiction. It's about a family that has to decide whether they're going to follow the genetic rules of their society or stay together as a family. And it's a really fun kind of eugenics dystopian story, kind of like The Giver mixed with 1984.
Nice.
Yeah. And then under Cynthia Gunderson is where I write all of my like really fun, snarky rom-com. So if you
Oh, I
like,
like those too.
yeah. So if you like, I have a whole 2 hockey romance series there. I have some sweet and clean Christmas romances, and I actually have an autumn romance there too. It's called Love and Audio, and it's about a girl figuring out how to follow her dream to be a narrator, actually. And but not towing the line of what her family wants her to be. She's like a college student. Um, so that's a really fun autumn rom-com. And I just released this week another autumn rom-com about pickleball. It's a pickleball romance. So if you
Pickleball.
love pickleball,
I'm a tennis player. You know, the tennis players and
hey,
pickleball people usually are feuding.
that's so funny. My husband is a tennis player and a pickleball player. So there you
Oh
go.
my.
He does
Um,
both, but
oh, okay, that's impressive. Seriously.
yeah, it's really fun. So that's a really fun autumn rom-com as well. But my hockey romances, they do have some mild language and they do have some steamier scenes. They're still closed door. But you'll get a little bit more. It's kind of like a level 3 of closed door where you'll get some more steamy makeout scenes before the door closes. So
Get
that's
you all
the
hot and bothered and they were shutting the door on you.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But all
But
the other
that's
ones,
nice because
yeah.
that's a variety. So there's a variety to it's kind of like pick what sounds fun
Yep,
to you. And she's probably got it covered, you guys. Now, Cindy,
exactly.
Jeannie Chambers wants to know, did you do the audio version for Kimball Unlimited? Did you do the narrating
Yes.
there?
Yes, I did the narration for all but 3 of my books, and, I'm not sure if the audio is available through Prime or KU. It's on Audible for sure.
Okay.
So you'll just have to see where that is available for you, but it's yeah, wherever you get your audiobooks, the audio is available. So,
So
yeah.
that's good to know. That's good
Yep,
to know.
and I narrated all of them. During COVID, I had a couple of actor friends who were out of work, and so they did a couple of my women's fiction books for me
Oh,
over COVID.
fun.
Yeah, so I have, like, 3 books that I didn't narrate, but all the rest I've narrated.
That is so cool.
It's
Gee,
fun.
too bad you guys can't have this pumpkin ice cream because it's really good.
I'm a little jealous, actually.
Who wants me to put this on my newsletter? Maybe I should put this in the newsletter for my. I always do recipe of the month. Maybe this will have to be the
Yeah,
recipe of
it
the month.
looks
Oh,
really good.
oh my goodness. But anyway, so um, what else was I going to say to you? Something of vast importance. Oh yeah. So let's go back to. I mean, you've done a lot of writing. When did you actually start saying, "Okay, this is it. I'm going to do this full time"? Because you've been writing quite a bit now.
Yep, I have been writing for a long time. Well, I've been writing for 6 years, but I've
Okay.
put out 43 books. So that's a lot of
In
books in
six
6 years.
years?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
shocked. How did you do that? Did you stay up all night writing?
Well, it's so funny.
That's a
I do
lot.
I do think I'm a pretty fast writer, so I think that's helpful. Which I didn't really realize until till I started talking to other authors. And then I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I write pretty quick." Um,
Well, yes.
yeah, but like I think for me, it was just that I had all of these stories in my head, and I think it was
Mm.
coming out in other ways before I started writing. So I still direct children's theater here in Colorado, and
That's
I've
so
I've
cool.
been an actor and performer most of my life. And I think I was trying to renovate everything in our home and refinish every piece of furniture and garden and landscape and do all these things that creatively I think my brain was looking for an outlet. And then when I found writing, it was like, blah, this is it.
Oh, I
And
love it.
so but I'm sure you get the feeling of like, this is too hard. I want to quit probably every 6 months. So,
It's, I think most writers go through a phase when it comes to books. It's the,
yes,
I love you. We're in the infatuation. We've just met. You're the most wonderful story I've ever seen in my
yes,
whole life. I love you. And then person like, you're becoming kind of a pain in the patootie.
uh-huh,
And then
yes,
it's like there's a point where I'm going, I hate this book. Usually it's when I'm
yes,
in the edit phase. And
yes.
often, a lot of big work has to be done. I think I'm just basically a little lazy. So when it comes
Mhm.
to the hard work part, they're like, I hate this book. I don't want to be a writer anymore. I'm so tired of this. And
Yes,
so, but I think that is so common. I think so many of us who do this for a living go through all those phases. This is such a brilliant idea. And then you're going, wait, maybe this isn't as brilliant as I
yeah,
thought it was. And then when you've turned in the book and before it's time for it to come out, it's like, okay, this is a book that's going to kill my career. Or at least that's what
mhm,
I do. It's like, everybody's going to hate this book. I know they're going to hate this book.
yep,
And so guys, always be kind to your local writer.
yes,
I mean, and you have to do honest reviews. I understand that. But I always feel like what I'm doing, I won't ever give a book a really bad, I will choose not to review a book
yeah,
rather than say a lot of bad things about it because authors are such sensitive little souls and it's just killing. And you can get 80 great reviews and you get one that said, I think this book was awful. And that's the one we zero in on, like heat
yeah.
seeking missile. Somebody hated my book, you know.
Well, I just have to remember that, like, I'll have friends that just absolutely adore books and then I'll read it and really not care for it. And I
Yeah,
think it's just these stories are meant for the people they're meant for.
we
And
all
it's
have different,
totally, yeah, it's
yeah.
totally okay if somebody doesn't like it or care for it. But it did take me probably, 15 to 20 books to get to the place where I was very philosophical about it. Because when you first start putting your books out, it does feel like you're kind of flaying yourself open and bearing your soul. And when people say they don't like it, it feels very personal. So it feels less personal now because it's more of a creative adventure.
And of course, I think as writers, we have to remember that too. Once you put your book out there, then I mean, then you need to be prepared for
Yep.
people not liking it. That's just how that goes. You're
How
not
it
going to
is.
please
Yep.
everyone kind of thing. But and I was looking through the comments. Somebody had to laugh. I don't remember which was it, Nancy. One of you said, "Sorry, I came in late. I was busy reading." And I thought, how funny
Oh,
and how typical is that of all of us as writers? And readers, it's so easy to lose track of time when you're in a story,
yep.
whether you're reading it or writing it, you just get sucked right in, and then there goes the rest of the world. It's like, oh, I have to come back to the real world now. So I
Yes.
thought that was really funny. She's late for the readers' party because she was reading. So I pretty dang funny. I'm going to circle back just for fun because it is Halloween and talk a little bit about the whole. And since you do have vampires in your book, and you
Mhm.
probably already know all this stuff, but the whole vampire thing, the term vampire kind of made its written debut back in 1725, which I think is interesting. And it was about the time of the ruling class of the Habsburg Empire. They were controlled the German royal family,
Yep.
and this was in the kind of the outer areas, kind of the borderlands, getting towards the Ottoman Empire. And somebody had sent back a report about a body that had come back to life and was terrorizing all the citizenry and all the things they were having
Yeah.
to do to get rid of it. I thought, well, that's interesting. Had you heard that? You probably knew that because you probably researched all this, right?
I did. And in fact, I was just in Germany at one of the Habsburgs' castle like a month ago. And it was really cool to just revisit some of this old lore and the stories that were told and the ways that they tried to explain certain things that were unexplainable. And also the way that they tried to control people with fear, right? There were a lot of things that were done throughout history, I mean, that are still happening now. So it was really fascinating to be there and to see more of that history and some of the relics from that time.
Oh, yeah. Well, even in the way people explained things, and the thing about the vampire being very pale and
Yep.
not being able to see light. And I forgot which, there was an actual disease that could be a symptom of. And
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember it, what it was. I should have written it down, but I thought, wasn't it interesting?
It'll come to me. Yeah, I
I
remember,
can't
like,
remember.
again, a lot of these things were just things that happened that they were trying to explain,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was way easier to
this must
explain
be
them.
it. Oh, you
Mhm.
must be a vampire.
Yep.
You don't like bright lights, so therefore you're therefore you're a vampire.
Yes.
And of course, I know a lot of you out there probably know about good old Vlad the Impaler, Mr. 18th century, very cruel prince. I won't even go into on the internet some of the things that he was known for, but he was not a nice man. And it's interesting, he was the son of Vlad the Second of Dracul.
Mhm.
And he was Brad Stoker's inspiration for when he wrote Dracula. I thought, how interesting is that? So he used him. He was a real history person, and he just, oh, here's an interesting, horrible guy, and he's got a great name, and I'll just use him. And the name Dracula actually means son of the dragon, which I think is very interesting and creepy
Mhm.
too, because dragons have a very bad history, all the way from biblical times and metaphor to slaying the dragon, Saint George slaying the dragon. I thought, isn't that interesting that that's what Dracula, what that name meant? So I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of, that's your useless information, your useless trivia for the day, guys. You could impress everyone at Halloween with your vampire
Here, I
trivia.
can tell you the disease that you were talking about is porphyria, and
Oh,
it's a disease of, it affects the hemoglobin in blood. So, kind of interesting.
yeah, it kind of is, all these ways that people had, to explain all this. It's just
Mhm.
very interesting. But anyway, so if you guys, if you are looking again, Cindy does write a variety, and you may be like me, you might be a sissy britches. I have started the book, and I've told her the writing is just beautiful, but I'm getting a little scared. I am hoping I'm going to finish this.
This
I got,
one, To Shatter Bonds, has, like, some Beauty and the Beast vibes. So, if you like,
just
that kind of.
keep going, don't give up.
Mhm. So it is, I mean, you think about that, it is kinda scary when, I don't know what part you've gotten to, but, when she is taken, like,
I've
it
just
does.
gotten to the temple thing and the gods, and I'm like, okay,
Yes.
this is kind of creeping me out. So I
Yes.
haven't even gotten to anything really bad yet, but I'm like, ah. But again,
Well,
this
it's
is
the
such a
you
beautiful,
know yeah, it doesn't get, there's no gore or,
yes.
anything like that,
And
but I
again,
will
this
tell
is
you, like,
closed door.
there is, like, there is some sensitivity there in terms of, like, dying and death, because this is
Sure.
a group of people that are reincarnated, so they don't always treat death with as much respect as we would as humans that don't get reincarnated.
Yeah.
So there are some things there that you have to be aware of, but yeah, I
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to treat it with
And
sensitivity.
again, this is a historical setting, and
Mhm.
that's how it is. And I don't know how many of you have been into the game of the Thorns and, what is that? Court of Thorns and Roses, those books. And
Yeah.
some of those, and I don't remember which one of those. I was in the library and one of that particular branded book, and I was kind of thinking, oh, I should read one of these. And one of my neighbors happened to come in and said, oh, Sheila, I don't know. She said, I've learned female body parts that I
Oh,
didn't know
yeah.
until I was way old. I
They're
thought,
pretty spicy.
yeah, I'm going, maybe that one isn't for me. So yeah, if you're
Mhm.
kind of thinking, gee whiz, I'd like to read some of these really, adventure romantasy books, this
Yeah.
might be a good one where you won't feel like, oh, albinism. Nancy wrote, is it albinism? Jeannie said she read a book, and the main character had a condition that kept him inside all the time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember the condition, but he could only go out at night and had a dark house. There you
There you
go.
go. That's super interesting.
And so, yeah,
There
maybe it is albinism. I don't know, but there are all kinds of things out there. And I tell you, there are all kinds of things that go bump in the night. But this Halloween, I hope you guys are going to be like me and eating your caramel corn and getting into the trick or treat candy. I always buy, we don't get very many, so I always buy candy that we'll like. So we
Yeah.
can have leftovers. So I have the TikToks hidden because otherwise Gerhard will eat them all before the kids come. And Sheila might eat a few too. And now I've just had my pumpkin ice cream. I got to behave myself for the rest of the
Oh, that's
week.
so funny.
But for all of you, and I'm doing, I think I'd mentioned earlier, I'm doing what chick flick matinee. We're going to do that this week. And we're going to watch The Ghost of Mrs. Muir, which is such an old, adorable, sweet, romantic classic. And if you've never seen that movie, you guys, that's such a sweet movie. And you can, I know that's available on Amazon, as are Cindy's books. So you guys, I want you to make sure that you check those out. And I will probably be posting a little later. Again, going to get rid of some of the recipe cards for the man next door because I had a few left. And some of you, when I post this, you can say, you know, I've never gotten a little gifty. I've never won a drawing. Pick me, and I'll pick probably half a dozen of you to get those. And by the way, thank you for those of you who have bought the book already and are reading it. And I do hope you will, if you're all inclined to reviews, that you'll get out there and leave some reviews for me, especially if you bought it on Amazon. As we always talk about, that's kind of the big kahuna. And if you get reviews on Amazon or any place really Goodreads, it helps with the algorithm and it gives us visibility. And for this beautiful book, I mean, this really deserves to be beautiful because this is just, this inside is just, I can't get over this. It's just so, yeah, take the cover off so you can see. I mean, that's so gorgeous.
So pretty.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
My cover artist is amazing.
Oh, I mean, it's just really, it's a work of art, you know. And I had told her, was toying with giving it away, but I'm sorry, it has to be a book trophy because it's so beautiful. I'm sorry, guys. I know you like book giveaways, but I'm keeping this one. So sorry.
Well, Sheila, if people want to come and get one of these special editions, I will be doing another set in the spring when book 3 comes out. So it'll be like somewhere between February and April when book 3 will be coming out, and we'll be doing a whole other set, and all 3 of these will be available again. So if you go to that link that she posted, cindygunderson.com, there's a little sign up there to join my Substack, and I'll be sending out all the information there.
Cool. So there you have it, guys. So be sure and check that out. And again, Cindy, tell us one more time your other names that you write under if they want to do something different.
Sure. So Cindy Gunderson, sci-fi and fantasy, Cynthia Gunderson, rom-com and women's fiction, and both of them are available on my website. When you go there, you get to click which side you enter, whether you enter the sweet, and happy, fluffy romance rom-com, or whether you enter the fantasy and sci-fi. So you can find them both there.
There you go. So you have options, folks. And I don't know what all you might have planned. If there are Halloween costume parties in your future, our neighborhood just had a big one this weekend, and lots of fun times ahead. And I know that some people celebrate it, some don't. I always feel like, hey, I'm never afraid to put on a funny costume and play games and eat candy corn. So that's just me. But whatever you're wanting to do, if you're going to have a harvest party or whatever you're doing to just celebrate this really fun changing seasons kind of year, I hope you all have a wonderful time doing it. I hope you will check out Cindy and some of her books and get to know her as a writer. And she's lovely as a person, and she's a very good writer too. So that's a win-win. And so I'm going to say happy Halloween, happy fall, happy harvest, happy everything, everybody. And we'll be getting together again next month for more chats with more fascinating people. So stay tuned for news of that. So
thank you, Sheila.
I'm going to say bye to our Insta people. And now bye to all our friends on Facebook, you guys. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.